As far as relationship talk goes for this week, I definitely want to address the subject of jealousy. Um, it's something that I think about often just because I see it so often, especially, you spend time on Facebook, you're definitely going to see jealousy pop up. Now, it will pop up sometimes, friends being jealous of just, supposed friends, other people, what other people have and things like that. But I mainly want to focus on it in the context of relationships because, of course, this is relationship talk. So, right away, I got to say, when it comes to jealousy, I feel like it is a wasted emotion. It's wasted energy. It's completely unnecessary. Because think about it this way, if you are with somebody and they're with you, you know that you're together. What's the reason to be jealous at all? If you have somebody that is beautiful or handsome, or if they have a charming personality and whatever it may be, obviously if you're attracted to this individual, other people, they're not blind, they're going to be attracted too. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's not there's nothing wrong with that at all. The only reason that you may have to feel jealous is that it's really not so much about jealousy per se. It's really about not trusting that person. You feel like somebody can take them away from you, which also leads us basically back to the idea of insecurity. That's really what it is. It's insecurity. I know that I've never, and I'm not a perfect person. I definitely have my flaws like anybody else. But I don't recall ever being that jealous type. If I'm out with a woman and she's getting attention from other guys, like she's turning heads or whatever, that's funny to me. I'll even I'll make little jokes with her about it or whatever. Like, if a woman has like certain aspects of her shape that other guys are, that really appeals to them, like I kind of laugh about it. In fact, I used to hang out with my friend, and we were just friends, but we'd hang out, and she has a very attractive shape, and I would just always look for guys like that, were with women. They're out on dates, but they're trying to catch a glimpse of her. I always thought it was so funny to her, and I would like point out her. We laugh about it, But even with women that I've like really been out on dates with, when that happens, it's still just a funny thing to me. It's no big deal, because you think about it this way: if you're with a woman, and of course I'm a guy, so I'm going to use a woman as an example, but and let me just keep it kind of neutral here. I'll say if you're with somebody, okay, you're out with somebody on a date, you're hanging out, whatever it may be, and nobody else looks at them at all, something's not right. I mean, who are you with? And you should be, you should have some pride about that you're with somebody that other people are attracted to. That's really, to me, a positive thing. It's nothing to get jealous about, and again, like I said, I just can't keep saying this enough. It's really a wasted emotion. And also, when somebody is with you, be confident in that, and don't have these like jealous behaviors, and why is such and such looking at. And I gotta say it this way, okay, let me use Facebook as an example. Let's say that you post a picture, and this picture is getting attention. There are people liking it, commenting on it, getting a little flirty, whatever it may be. That's not something you always have control over. It could be a simple picture. You may not be showing off your physique or anything like that or whatever, but you get like good responses. It could be something that you say that people really gravitate towards, and it gets a lot of attention. But you don't control how other people respond to you. So whoever you're with, whoever you're dating, they need to realize that you don't completely control how people respond to you. And also, you should be able to express yourselves. Now, obviously, if you're in a relationship, do be respectful of your relationship. You don't need to put pictures out there like, for women, you don't need to put pictures out there where you're basically half naked, showing your body off and all that stuff or whatever. I mean, to me, that is disrespectful. Fellas, it's the same way, these guys trying to be sexy or whatever, and they want to post pictures where they just finished working out and they got their shirts off and flexing the muscles and all that. Like, that's that's disrespectful to do if you're in a relationship. So do respect the person you're with, but if you're just putting up like everyday pictures, whatever it may be, and people are giving that attention to that, I mean, you don't completely control that, and you should be able to enjoy yourself online with social media. You should be able to make comments and post pictures and whatever it may be, but you don't completely control how people respond to that. So there's no reason to get jealous over those sorts of things, as long as everything that you're posting is done in a respectful way. And also, let it be known that you're in a relationship too, because if you're trying to hide your relationship, that's a whole other topic I could get into. Something's definitely not right there. But if you let it be known that you're in a relationship, then how people respond to you is really not your control. It's not a big deal, And yeah, again, if you're an attractive person, and it could be just your really charming personality, people are going to be drawn to that. It's simple. So yeah, I feel like insecurity really is the big issue there. And then you have some people, they just don't trust the person they're with. And if you can't trust somebody, then you don't need to be in a relationship. If you know that you're not ready to trust somebody, then you don't really need to be in a relationship, because all you're going to do is destroy that relationship. You're going to do things to push that person away. If you're always like, oh, you're wearing that out, and in something that is not even that revealing, and you're like, you see just a little bit of skin, and all of a sudden you're like, you want to completely cover the person up, head to toe. That's no good. You gotta, whatever it made you attracted to that person, let that exist. Don't try to interfere with that, okay? Because that's them. Let the person you're with be who they are. Don't try to hide them from the rest of the world. That's not right. Because if you try to change them, then obviously that attraction that you had for them can fade as well. So yeah, you have some guys that they don't like their women to dress like sexy anymore, and they want them all covered up, and they don't mind if they like get out of shape and start putting on weight and all these different things, and me, full-figured women, hey, I'm all for you. But you'll have some guys, they actually prefer slimmer women, but they don't mind their woman putting on weight because they feel like then they won't get as much attention. And it's ridiculous, because you want to keep what you're attracted to. And this is really a different topic, but I will say this as well. I feel like I got to go ahead and throw this out there. When you're fortunate enough to get into a happy relationship, keep yourself up. Don't get lazy, and that's not right to do either. The things that a person is attracted to, be aware of that, and just do that for the person if you really care about them. So yeah, you should keep yourself up within a relationship. But like I said, that's a whole other topic as well that I could get into. But yeah, with jealousy, a lot of it is insecurity, and if you're very insecure, you just don't need to be in a relationship, because you're going to end up pushing the person away, especially if you're always making accusations and you can never trust them, hanging around the opposite sex. Then that's no good. I do want to give you some of my personal experiences here real quick. I actually had a woman before, really more than one woman before, that felt like I didn't care because I didn't get jealous. To me, it's completely the opposite. It's because I care and because I trust that we are together, I don't feel the need to get jealous. So that's really what it is. I think it's so backwards when somebody thinks that somebody cares for you because they get jealous. You really should be concerned about that, because jealousy leads to a lot of problems. If you ever watch like crime shows especially about homicides, jealousy comes up a lot in those videos and those TV shows and everything. So jealousy is not positive. Please get that out of your head to think that that's a positive emotion. It's really not. It's dangerous. So yeah, it's not that I was indifferent or I didn't care. It's just that I trusted that we were together. And I will say this though. Now, people can be kind of protective of who they're with. I think you got to be very discerning about that. Really decide when it is the right time to say something to somebody. if you feel like they're being disrespectful. Now, if somebody's outright being disrespectful to the person you're with, absolutely address it. Or you can either ignore it or you can address it. But if you address it, do it in a as civil way as possible. So let me give you an example of that again from my own experience. I know that I had an ex that every time, and I keep saying I had an ex. Please don't think that I have a bunch of exes, but I just don't want to call out specific people that I dated. I'm respectful in that way. So that's why I'm just gonna say, I had an ex. But anyway, I had an ex that every time that she went on Facebook, there was a married guy at that, who would comment on every little thing that she said, no matter what she did. He was obviously just following behind her. And she mentioned it to me a couple of times. And, like I said, I'm not that jealous type. But, when somebody's making my woman uncomfortable, I felt like I needed to address that. So basically, she had a group chat going on with some friends from back where she was from. And he jumped in on it, of course. So I did hop on there and I decided to embarrass him. And I just basically outright said, why is it every time my woman's online, you got to say something to her? And I didn't have to say any more than that because her friends just went off. And she was just laughing for hours at all the comments that her friends had to say about it. And I could tell that the guy was definitely embarrassed and he tried to downplay it and everything. But yeah, that was just funny to me. And I felt like that was the right way to address it. And like I said, I didn't get ugly. I made that one little simple comment and I left it at that. I know there was another time with the same woman where a guy, again, a married guy, at a restaurant that we were getting food from, she went to pick up some food and this guy basically, was trying to feel her out or whatever. And I think he did it twice. And it was after the second time when I was like, you know what, we're not going to eat from there anymore. Because I'm like, I'm not going to give money to a guy who's running a business and he doesn't respect his own wife and he's hitting on my woman. It's like, why would I give his business money? So again, I didn't feel need to address him directly, but I'm like, I'm not going to support his business. If he's more worried about trying to get with a woman, and trying to cheat on his wife than actually running his business like a proper businessman, So yeah, like I said, you can address people being disrespectful, but you don't have to try to address every little thing. You can't get mad. Let's say if you're out walking with your significant other or whatever, you're just out walking and somebody kind of turns and looks. You don't have to get upset about that because again, if you're with somebody attractive, they're going to draw attention. So yeah, I'm not going to go on and on about this topic because I really don't feel like there's not a lot that needs to be said. I mean, it's as simple as this. Jealousy is a wasted emotion. If you're with somebody, be happy you're with that person. Focus on that person. Don't focus on all these other people because a relationship is two people. That's it. It's two people. Keep that in mind. So you don't have to stress over everybody else who's on the outside. Just be happy of who you're with and don't do things that will drive that person away. Because I'm not going to justify cheating, but I know sometimes people do feel like they want to cheat because they want a breather away from all this stress that is caused by jealousy. And then you'll have people too, and again, I'm not justifying this, but you'll have people that feel like if they're always being accused of cheating, then they might as well do it. But again, I'm not going to justify that, but I know that's the reasoning that some people will give sometimes. But so, I mean, just don't do things to ruin your relationship, if you really appreciate that relationship. So yeah, jealousy, just erase it. Erase it and be happy because happiness is definitely a choice. So yeah, I'm leaving you with that. And yeah, again, as always, looking forward to your feedback, especially on this topic, which I think is a pretty interesting topic. Really looking forward to your feedback. Can't wait to check that out. And please do make sure that you comment and share this video. Try to get me some more support on this channel here because it is a pretty new channel. So please share and tell people to check it out and everything. I really would appreciate that. And yeah, I'll talk to you all again real soon.